Hello and welcome. Today I'd like to just take you guys through my day hike backpack and the contents and explain what I carry and some of the reasons I carry it. I recently had a situation on what was meant to be a very short hike out into the bush where I was travelling extremely light with not much more than just water and a few very basic essentials, where things didn't quite go to plan and I came very close to being stuck out overnight. The lack of gear would have been a problem in that situation. So that prompted a rethink, and I'm trying to balance out between still travelling light but having sufficient capability so if things do go wrong, life will be a little bit easier for me and that I can get through it a lot better, and that's the idea and the philosophy behind this. We'll start off. The backpack is a Maxpedition Condor 2, which I haven't done a review yet. I will get around to it, but I can tell you this, it is excellent. I'm extremely pleased with it and I can highly recommend it. I've added a few bits and pieces to suit my needs, all Maxpedition stuff. On this side we've got a 1 litre canteen bottle, and it's got a canteen cup and it's held in a Maxpedition canteen holder, held on with molly like all the other attachments are, so that gives me an extra litre of water on top of my water bladder. Here I've got a Maxpedition Volta with the spare batteries in it. These products, I should mention, these other additions have all been reviewed on my channel. Probably didn't need to be on the outside, but I had some tack ties spare and threw it on there just to free up space on the inside of the pack, keep things organised. On this side we've got a Maxpedition M1 waist pouch, waist pack, and that's holding the first aid kit. Again, it could have gone inside, but I'm just trying to free up the interior space. Not too much on this side additional to what came with the pack. I do have a Camelback 3 litre hydration pack in here, and I recommend the Camelback with Maxpedition, and I'll show you why in just a moment, because basically the shape works better. A little tip you guys might find worthwhile, I've also bought some of these little Maxpedition Grimlocks, which are these little gadgets here, and I'm using it just through this loop on its side to secure that hydration hose, which sits around a bit up on your shoulder, but just stops it flapping around, and it's very easy to use because you can open it up and get your hydration hose in and out very easily. So that's working out quite well. The only other addition on the outside, I've just got an S-beaner looped in on here. It's I'm not sure what size it is, it's a fairly decent size one, number 4 it says there, and that's just an all-purpose thing which is handy to have at hand if you're messing around with ropes and various bits and pieces. Not that it's load bearing, but it's just a handy thing to have. So that's the outside of the pack. What I'm going to do, change the camera angle, dig in, show you guys what's in here, and go from there. Okay, now just before we get into the contents, I was going to mention why I think the Camelback is the best option in a Maxpedition pack. And the reason is, when filled, it holds its shape better than some other bladders which I've got. And it does that because down inside the bladder, I'm hoping this will show up. Just put these little parts down to open the bladder up so you guys will hopefully be able to see this. Very awkward, sorry about this. I don't know if you'll be able to see down there, but there's a piece of the Nalgene, or whatever material it is, which basically runs through the middle and divides the bladder, and that way when it's filled it doesn't just become completely round in shape, it holds its shape better and sits against your back better. Black Wolf brown bladders, which are the other ones I use in my sort of more civilian orientated type packs, they tended to bulge out and basically couldn't wear the pack with those in. So that's the way to go. Another quick tip, just if you're setting up a pack, excess straps, I talked about before with using the little Velcro strapping that is used for IT cabling, but also it's a very handy thing to use the same technique here on your waist belts just to hold that extra belt out of your way. Alright, into the pack. What we're going to do is go into the upper front pocket first. In there, keep a set of gloves. I like to be able to get to those very quickly. Bit of lip balm, and we've got some insect repellent, which is an essential thing. I don't have anything else in there. It's so far from full. I can add more gear in there should I need to do so. And again, that's where that bolt is mounted onto as well as that top pouch. If we go into the bottom one, there's a fair bit of gear in here. I've got various snacks, foodstuffs, muesli bars, trail mix, that type of thing. Again, nice and quick and easy to get to. Got a spork in there, and a few plastic bags and bits and pieces. I've got a pen. We've got a 4/7 Quark flashlight, AA powered. That runs the same batteries, of course, as my GPS. I'm trying to keep everything standard these days to AA, so my batteries will work for everything. I've got some toilet paper, which is obviously has more than one use. It can also be used for tinder and everything. Got a Swiss Army knife, Victorinox. It's a camper, so it gives me can opener, various other tools in handy. Little mini cigarette lighter for lighting fires. And also on the key keeper here, so I don't have any risk of losing it, I've got a light my fire army size fire steel. So I've got two methods of making it fire, which is really crucially important, I think. And that is pretty much that section of the pack emptied out. So we'll get into the main section. First thing at the top, I've got a rain jacket in there. I'll keep that on the top so I can get to it nice and quick and easily. We've got a gas cartridge, which is for the MSR pocket rocket stove. So as mentioned, I've got a canteen cup in there, and that gives me a cooking capability. We have paracord. That's about half of 100 metre length of paracord in each one. So each one of those, sorry, not 100 metre, 100 feet. So there's about 50 feet of paracord in each one of those. And I've got another bit of paracord, that's considerably less, that's probably around about 12 metres or so, that one. And there's a reason I've got that in there, which we'll get to very shortly. We've got some more food, some instant soups and things, perfect to cook on that little cooker and using the canteen cup. Got a large garbage bag, the type of thing that goes in wheelie bins. Many uses for that. In here I've got, in a waterproof bag, I'll take this out and just show you very quickly, it's a UHF walkie-talkie. The battery's in there for it, again, AA powered. This is one of the new 80 channel ones. It's got switchable output, 1 or 2 watts, and I'll do a review on this, but I'm very impressed with that. Gives me the chance or capability of calling for help, perhaps if need be, if you're out of mobile phone range. Or alternative, if other people in the party have got UHF and you're splitting up for any reason, you can keep in touch. Some more food, long life type food there. Fixed blade knife, this is a Rat 7 in a custom Kydex sheath which is made for me by Gavco on a tech lock, so I can get it on off my belt very easily. That of course has good survival applications. I can use it to chop my way through antenna, timber processing, whatever may be. And last but certainly not least, very importantly, is an army hoochie, and again I've rolled that up and secured that with that double-sided or Velcro type tape, which I'm finding more and more uses for the more I use it. Now I will do a video on the hoochie setup that I use, but on all the hoochie tie down points I've got set up a metre of paracord already tied on there, and there are also some tent pegs, lightweight tent pegs in there, so basically it doesn't weigh a heck of a lot, just sits down the bottom of the pack, because in all honesty I hope never to actually get stuck out overnight unplanned and have to use it, but it's there, and it's not a lot of weight to carry, but it gives you, or gives me, a very good capability. Now that's the main compartment emptied, except for this back section. There's a little mesh pocket here, and in this section I keep more sort of dedicated survival type items, I guess you call them. I've got a small bivvy type sleeping bag. I'm about to replace that with a different brand, but there still will be one in there. Got a survival blanket, which could be used for obviously keeping yourself warm, or more likely, considering I've got the emergency bivvy, this would become the ground sheet underneath the army hoochie. In this little plastic container here I've got some Vaseline soaked cotton balls for tinder for lighting fires. It's got a little knife sharpener in there, probably wouldn't need it but I just threw it in there. Emergency whistle, very important to have as many signalling capabilities as you can. And in line with that, in this old sunglass container here, or sunglass bag I suppose you'd call it, if I can get this thing out, I've got a signalling mirror. Now that's a really good signalling mirror, highly recommend having these. So if I am in a tight spot out there, I've got hopefully mobile phone coverage, but if I don't, I can try the two-way, I can light fires, I've got a whistle to attract attention, and I've got a signalling mirror. So pretty much got signalling covered, and that empties that bag out. So there's quite a bit of gear there which, you know, in all honesty I hope never to need, but it gives me a lot of peace of mind. It's not a lot of weight to carry. Admittedly, I haven't got the water in there at the moment, so you're adding 4 kilograms once you've got 4 litres of water in, but I have carried it out in the bush in that configuration, and it works. It's not uncomfortable, and I'm pretty happy with it. So that's my setup at the moment for day hikes. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.